next poet is Elisa Corona Aguilar. She was born in Mexico City. She's a writer, a guitarist, composer, and a translator. And she's distinguished in all these fields with many, many awards. She won the Jose Vasconcelos National Award for Young Writers for her first book, Friend or Foe, and the Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz International Prize for her historical essay on the Rides of Fairs, The Circular Parade, Mexico, 2013. Her most recent book is Notas sobre Silencio, Notes on Silences. She's a music PhD candidate, a musicologist at New York University. A very warm welcome to you, Elisa Corona Aguilar. It's really a delight to see you again after the Cuba trip, where we heard so much of your poetry and came to know of the wonderful talents that you have. Really privileged to have you read for us today. Please.
Hi, Hi, Wakas. Thank you so much for inviting me. Can everyone hear me okay? So sounds good. I'd like to read in Spanish first, and maybe then I can read them in English. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to just read a few of the texts of my book Notes on Silence. Con los más poderosos audífonos de cancelación de sonido, un voluntario se cubre los oídos. La audiencia le grita, desaforada, por igual insultos que declaraciones de amor, crímenes nunca antes confesados y también las últimas noticias del mundo. Al final, todos callan y nada ocurre. El voluntario se retira los audífonos y sigue con su vida. Forma un círculo en el piso con todos los tapones de oídos que tengas, los de cera, los de hule espuma, los audífonos, los de diadema, un trozo de tela, un algodón. Siéntate en el centro, en flor de loto, de preferencia. Pruébalos de uno en uno, disfrutando el efecto, respirando 5, 6, 10 veces, de preferencia cuando hay ruido. Al final ve afuera a dar una vuelta. Busca todos los libros que hablen del silencio, ponlos sobre la mesa, lee durante algunos años, escribe lo que ahora tienes que decir. Descubro que la lluvia es mi silencio favorito. Podría ser más específica. La lluvia en Cuernavaca, cuando la escucho desde la ventana de mi cuarto de infancia, a sabiendas de que allá afuera el jardín es ancho y solitario, vacío y repleto de hierba de monte y algunas plantas de jardín más intencionales y deliberadas, como notas en una partitura. También hay un árbol partido en dos por un rayo hace muchos años y un tubo que hace caer el agua para que no se quede bajo la casa estancada. Esa lluvia. La torrencial con truenos, en cambio, me mantiene despierta, entretenida, como una película de suspenso. Se vuelve sonido de emoción y alerta. Es la lluvia constante, tupida, calma, la que se vuelve mi sonido blanco para la infancia, mi mejor cancelación activa del resto del ruido del mundo, mi rest en el pentagrama. Nada se logra con escribir una pieza de música, nada se logra con escribir un libro sobre silencio. Nada se logra con escribir otro libro sobre silencio. Nada se logra con escribir la palabra silencio. Now maybe if there's time I can read the translations.
Yes, please. Thank you.
The first one is Ears That Do Not Hear. Wearing the most powerful noise-canceling headphones, a volunteer covers her ears. The audience shouts wildly, insults as well as declarations of love, crimes never confessed before, and also the latest news from the world. In the end, everyone goes quiet and nothing happens. The volunteer removes her headphones and continues with her life. Next one is aftertaste. Form a circle on the floor with all the earplugs that you have. Wax ones, foam rubber ones, headphones, the ones with a headband, a piece of cloth, a piece of cotton. Sit in the center, in lotus flower position, preferably. Try them one at a time, enjoying the effect, breathing 5, 6, 10 times, preferably when there is noise. Finally, go outside for a walk. Notes on silences. Look for all the books that talk about silence, put them on a table, read for a few years, write what you now have to say. Coda. I discover that the rain is my favorite silence. I could be more specific. The rain in Cuernavaca, when I listen to it from the window of my childhood room, knowing that there outside the garden is wide and lonely, empty and full of grass, of wild flowers, and of some more intentional, deliberate garden plants, like notes on a sheet of music. There is also a tree that was split in two by lightning many years ago, and a tube that makes the water fall so that it does not stay under the house stagnant. That rain, the torrential rain with thunder instead, keeps me awake, entertained like in a suspense film. It becomes a sound of excitement and alert. It is the constant, thick, calm rain that becomes my white noise for childhood, my best active noise canceling from the rest of the world, my rest on the music page. Nothing is accomplished by writing a piece of music. Nothing is accomplished by writing a book of silence. Nothing is accomplished by writing yet another book on silence. Nothing is accomplished by writing the word silence. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Thanks a whole bunch. Really very grateful for your participation and quite honored that you were able to make time and share your poetry with us.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you so much. A very personal presenter, my own spouse and partner, Mariam Khwaja, Montessori teacher, homemaker, friend, and lover of nature, loves to read, listen to music, watch movies, and travel. Family time is what she enjoys, though, and time with her grandkids as a nano and dado. And here she is, and I'm scared, and I'm opening up the space.
Hi, everyone.
And she is going to read a poem by Mahmoud Darwish.
Thank you for having me every year and sharing words from other beautiful poets I have been reading. And I'm so glad that I can take advantage of being with all these beautiful poets and listening to their words. So this year I have a poem from Think of Others by Mahmoud Darwish. As you prepare your breakfast, think of others. Do not forget the pigeon's food. As you conduct your wars, think of others. Do not forget those who seek peace. As you pay your water bill, think of others, those who are nursed by clouds. As you return home to your home, think of others. Do not forget the people of the camps. As you sleep and count the stars, think of others, those who have nowhere to sleep. As you liberate yourself in metaphor, think of others, those who have lost the right to speak. As you think of others far away, think of yourself. Say, if only I were a candle in the dark. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for picking out that poem and reading it so well. It is a beautiful poem, and thank you for that reading. Appreciate it. Always honored by your participation. We will move on to Anjali David. Um, uh, uh, Anjali David, are you here? Yes. And let me just quickly also introduce her. She's a second-year student at Agnes Scott College studying English literature, creative writing, and business management. Powerful stuff there, by the way. She is largely a fiction novelist, but they are excited to share this exploration into poetry with all of you. This work is an homage to nostalgia and a celebration of routines. Anjali is a two-time Atlanta winner and a national winner of the creative something of the creating on the margins creative works contest hosted by UCCB. Very honored to have you, Anjali. Please warmly welcome. Sure.
Put up on the
You-
my poetry is as much a visual work as it is audio. The long road. I miss the endlessness of the quiet roads. City drives to college are quick, 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 and they do not stop for anyone. I used to hate the road, winding and long, never to end. I had to drive faster, faster to make it 30 minutes early just to wait for the first bell. Long road, I am sorry. I did not love you the way you deserve to be loved, known, loved. I am sorry I forgot to stare in awe at the burnt orange leaves of the autumn. I wish I had taken my time, learning all the ways that your neighbors decorated, celebrated, decorated each season. If I had known what I do now, I would have cherished you better for the simplicity and the quiet. Don't they know I have somewhere to be? Long road, I have nowhere else I need to be. I should have focused less on my fear of being late. One tardy pass for a month, 2 months, a year of months was not worth forgetting you, forgetting you, forgetting you. Long road, you taught me words to songs I had never known before. I cannot hear those words without thinking of the rain blurring out the red light, the scratch of a record put on a verse, making me miss a left turn, the imagined memories I never knew, kicking the speedometer high, up, up, up. And now the long road leads me nowhere. You are not home to me anymore. But I still love you, love you, love you. And words cannot say the way, the reason why, how I miss you, miss you, miss you. Because as much as I have tried to drive the road again, the magic of the known, of being known, of knowing of the known is gone. My 4 long years of old friends and familiarity are gone. And I am left with a new road I do not cherish yet. Longer, different, longer. 861 Highway 279, Fayetteville, Fayette County, Georgia, 30214, United States. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Anjali. And really, this is such a wonderful presentation with both the poem and the visual. Really appreciate this. Quite privileged to have you. We will now move on to another in-person presenter, poet, Cindy Nguyen. She's a senior at Agnes Scott College. She's a double major in creative writing and women's studies. She did not think, she did not begin taking a serious interest in writing poetry until coming to Agnes Scott College. And as she says, she has loved it ever since. The interesting thing is that she's won the American Poetry Academy Award for her poems. So, very gifted poet. Psyche and her sisters won the first place poetry prize in the Agnes Scott Writers Festival as well, which is which is actually independently judged as well. So, Cindy Nguyen.
Okay, so one of the poems I will be reading is Psyche and her sisters. So, yeah, here it is. The only reason she got the ivory manor with the iron wrought fence was because she could weep gilded tears as she waited for the birds to do the work for her. Her sisters, meanwhile, had to juggle mall trips, inattentive children, and hungry husbands, all while making sure they still had that 1 hour left in the day to weep inside the safety of their minivans. Eventually, we all got sick of tragedies, and everyone wants a reward for being pious. The biggest, shiniest trophy always had to go to the girl who wanted it the least, the one whose eyes went glossy during the commencement speech, and forgives the host for groping her ass while leading her onto the stage. The rules remain the same, of course. The youngest daughter meets gods and monsters while having her greatest wishes granted, while her older sisters, for the crime of being ugly and spoiled and distrustful of invisible men who lived in invisible castles, took nosedives off of cliffs and lived the rest of their lives with plucked out eyeballs and empty hands. And the second poem I will be reading is The Scene in Status. Who shall remember her beautiful boy for his wild laughter, the curve of his smiles, instead of the atrocities at Troy? She speaks a curse towards the man of wiles. She speaks a curse towards the man of wiles. She hopes he knows no peace for several miles. Her husband consumes the water of Styx and comes out glowing a fresh lit candlelit. Thank you.
Appreciate this, Cindy. Thank you so much. We move on to now Hani Swivel, who is a distinguished Agnes Scott alum who lives and writes in Smyrna, Georgia. She's been published online and in print, most recently in SETU, SCTU, Western Voices 2023. Her most recent book is Circles of Roses Forever with Alien Buddha Press. She has presented here before as well. So, Hani Swivel, are you there? I thought I saw you there.
I'm here. Thank you, Dr. Khwaja, Agnes Scott College, and all of the other poets participating today. Happy to be here. I'm going to jump right into it. This is called A Bird Never Before Seen, Yet Oddly Recognizable. Bits of bone, no epitaph, a random rough stone, a spindly tree, a broken jaw, open socket roots, a bracket of bicuspids. Lovely white bones, lily white bones, little scattered white bones, gathered in a handkerchief, laid in a shallow grave under the favored tree, the moniker of the body forgotten. A fluttering of wings and a stirring of the earth, the smallest bones coming to light, poking through the ground, the perfect shape for a flute, or appearing in the tree as a bird singing a song that will not be denied. A key the size of a finger bone, Bluebeard's wife finds red. She has the key, a key the size of her pinky finger, but she doesn't dare open the door. The key is the only way in or out. No light shines out from the keyhole. It is a dark little envelope. She is afraid of the room, but doesn't know why, yet it calls her. She opens every door in the castle. The keys jingle in her apron pocket, metal muffled by linen. She passes the forbidden room she can't stop thinking about. Don't open, said her handsome lord. She wants to open. She has the key is the size of her small finger bone. She dares at last to open the door. A coppery smell all over the red room, a copper basin full of crimson blood, a bathtub full of white dead flesh, arms and legs floating in blood. blood running down the greasy walls, bits of hair and brain on the wall, a clutch of skulls, grinning, gap-toothed jaws open wide with final screams. She runs from the room, but before she can, one drop of blood, one little rusty stain, marks the tip of the key where she turned it in the lock, where she broke the scarlet seal to the bloody red room, and her heart turns as blue black as her lord's long beard. She knows she'll join her sisters soon. Blue wax psalm. Break the blue wax seal. Remove the parchment from the envelope. Read the flowing script. See where the writer blotted the black ink. Breathe in the scent left on the page, his Tabasco whiskey, leather clove, her lavender rose, powder mint. Each word is a fiery revelation, an ecstasy of messages incoming. Each word is a baptism, a submersion in the coldest lake water, clear and bracing, life affirming. Each word is a green shoot bursting up through the damp earth in early spring, a calling forth from the grave, a resurrection miraculous, the heavy stone rolled aside. Each word is a zephyr, a breath of the spirit, a still small voice, a honeysuckle scented breeze, a prayer so intimate, the angels repeat it in dove-soft whispers. The deep blue wax of the seal, sliced with a silver letter opener, is a message of dusk. The envelope and the parchment, bits of dusk and paper. The ink, a promise of how dark the coming night. The words, every word, a psalm of dusk. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Hani. It's always such a pleasure, such a delight to have you participate and share your work.